Hey y'all, Noons here. Welcome back to Airborne RC. If it's your first time here, go ahead and hit that like subscribe button. Today guys, part 2 of the Rebel Hot aileron build. Today we're going to take the servo assembly that we did in part 1 and we're going to go ahead and carve out the wing so it can go ahead and fit in there. We're going to run the servo wire and we're going to screw everything down. Here you go guys.
Get some!
Alright guys, so for the next step is we're going to take our aileron servo assembly and we're going to place it into the wing. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to line her up as best as we can. And then we're going to go around the edges where our wood's at and we're going to go ahead and mark on the three sides. So it'll be right here, it'll be 1. Right there and right there. Once you got that marked, I don't know if you can see it, but I gotta trim off that chunk right there, that chunk right there, and that chunk right there. Alright, now that we got the slot all cut out, let's go ahead and try our test fit. Now there's room to make it bigger. I like it to be tight. There you go. Nice and flush and even on all 4 sides. Now for the next part to run the wire, we're going to have to go ahead and remove the retract by these 6 screws and the 4 main screws. That also let us get into the flap. So I'll be right back. Alright everybody, now we went ahead and we removed the retract. You're removing 6 of these screws to remove the cover plate, and then the 4 big screws for the retract. You just go ahead and pull it out, set it off to the side. You will need 2 of the metal clevises, the longer push rod in the wing bag, the 4 screws. This is to screw the plate into the plane, and 2 washers to go ahead and lock the clevis. So the first thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go ahead and feed our servo wire through. that doesn't happen on camera much. First try without a fisher. Alright, now that we got it fed through here, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and drill 4 holes into here. Now the screws are 2.28 millimeters. We're using a micro bit at 1.5 millimeters. I don't mark stuff. I usually go ahead and drill. But for today, we will do it, since we're on camera, we will do it correctly. But I choose to just drill through. There's one. There's two. Three. Four. There's my 4 holes, guys. As you can see, I got plenty of meat to go in there. Now I'll go ahead and I'll fish this out a little bit so it does not come out. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to put some thin CA into these holes after we go ahead and we screw them down. Alright. So on this part, guys, I'll go ahead and I'll start it a little bit, back it out a little bit, back it out. Bit, back it out. I do this so it forms the wood but doesn't crack the anchor point, in hopes it does not. Little resistance in there. For this part, guys, there's no need to rush it. I do this on my helicopters for the landing gear, and I've never had a problem with screws coming out. There's one. All right, guys, let's go ahead and do the other 4. All right, guys, we got her screwed in. She's nice and flush. So the next thing I like to do for my added security is I like to put some thin CA in the holes that I just threaded through. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and do it to the holes of the retract too as well, since they don't do that at the factory. Nice and tight, guys. pops out. Make sure you don't lose the servo wire. Alright, so let's go ahead and I put some CA. I just got a scrap piece of plastic here. And I use these little things to steal from my wife. They're like makeup removers. And she's got it from like 2mm up to like 7. Not like that. I went ahead and I measured them with the calipers. But these things are great, guys. You go ahead and you dip them into CA, then you can go ahead and get in the hole. And it has like a little tiny microfiber cotton swab tip. It's not like a cotton tip. Soak that up. Get some through that hole. Put some through that hole. There. Right through there. Alright, let's go ahead and do the retract holes. These retract holes are pretty big, guys. It soaks it up pretty good. You might need to throw quite a bit on there. Alright. Now we can go ahead and do these holes right here. This is what holds on the plate. Last one. Alright, guys, we're going to give that about a minute to get nice and dry and cure, and then we'll go ahead and screw everything back together, and we'll go ahead and put the linkage back on. Alright, guys, now for our last part, we're going to go ahead and put this bad boy in for the last time. We'll go ahead and we'll screw her down. Get her snug and a little bit more. Snug, a little more. All right, last one. Alright, guys, we're ready to go ahead and put the clevis on. So we're going to go ahead and get one side in on the servo horn. We're going to be using the outside hole. And how I get these guys on is I use a microfile I get in here and I twist it so it opens it up for me to get in that hole. So now that I got this bad boy, I know more or less where this guy's gonna screw in. So can't forget our nut. Screw in this side. Need a lot more in. Cut that down. Sorry about the helicopter, guys. It's Border Patrol. You're not gonna want to go in the side that I cut, huh? There we go. Awesome. Now I have the other nut. And now's a good time, guys, to have a servo tester or your receiver handy so we can center up the channel. So we're going to go ahead and make sure we don't ding our plane with our retract. We're going to get the tape off the aileron. Make sure we tighten the flap up so it doesn't flap around. Handy dandy servo tester. Put her in the middle and give her a little bit of power. Alright, now that's center. So I need to come in quite a bit. See where that's at. Oh, maybe a half a turn. You see that, guys? About a half a turn. Alright, I'm kind of anal when it comes to this stuff, guys. So, went the wrong way. Get in the hole. There you go. Perfect. All right. And there you go, guys. We'll center it up. Disconnect power. So we know we're good. And when I mean I know we're good, our mechanical 0, if you can see right here, guys, we're right in the center with the centered servo. So what I do is I back these off a little bit, and I get my trusty blue Loctite. Put some on my toothpick. Put some right there. Tighten that down. Put a dab right there. Alright guys. Alright guys, that concludes part 2. Sorry about the video getting cut off at the end. My phone died. All I did is I hooked up the servo tester and I went ahead and made sure that there was no binding. That was about it. So stay tuned guys. Part 3's coming in. That's the flap servo. I just got to go ahead and edit the video and it'll be out pretty soon. Alright guys, take care. Noon's out.
Get some!